Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to do form validation in the template driven approach. If you have not watched my previous videos, please go and watch it, since this video is a continuation of the previous video. Okay, let's get started. So let me show that UI how it looks as of now. So what we done it, we had four things as four fields: name, username, gender and location. So when you enter any values and if you submit it, so we are not doing any operation except we are locking that data in the console, right? So if you look it, you are able to see it, what data we have logged it, so we are able to see it. Okay, so but how we are going to do validation for the template driven approach, that's what we are going to demonstrate, right? Let's go to our user component.html. okay, so first thing what I'm going to do it, I have to do validation, right? So if we want to do validation, so first I have to set the what is really required for that, right? So what are things needs to be done it. So first thing what I'm going to do it, so I'm going to set name field as a required for me, and second things, and I need username should be a required as well as should be email format. Okay, so these two things only I'm going to do right now. So what I'm going to do it, let's make as required, and this also let me make as required, and I need email. Okay, so these two have given us of now. So okay, so I have done it. Okay, but if you go and see the UI, it won't impact anything because we set it, but still it allows us to save it. So what I'm going to do it first, when the form is invalid, I don't want to enable the particular save button. To do that, what we have to do it, let's go to our button. Let me make it for readable form B. Okay, so I'm going to apply a property, a disabled property, and now you can understand. So I given a square bracket, so I'm going to write a property binding. Okay, so what I'm going to do it, I want to disable this button when the form is invalid. Okay, form is invalid, right? So how can I understand this form, or how can I get the form is valid or not invalid like that, right? So to do that, what we are doing, if we see our code, we already created a local reference, right? So we will use this local reference. This local reference will have the value of the whether form is valid or invalid, what are the controls are there, is it any errors, so those details will be available in the local reference. So let me take us this local reference as of now. Let me come down here. Let me type form dot valid. Let me put it as a not. So what I'm saying it, if the form is not valid, then you disable this particular button. Let me go and see in our applications, the UI. So now you're able to see, right? I'm not able to select anything, right? Okay, so I have done this one, but how can I say this particular field is really required, right? So what I'm going to do it, let's open first a console. I want to show how when you make changes on the field, how this fields classes are applying styles. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to inspect this element first, this name field. Now if you see here, this class, it's ng untouch is a form control class, which is a bootstrap class. After that it applied three classes, ng untouched, ng pristine, ng invalid. So right now it's an invalid. So let me touch it. Okay, let me make some changes. Are you able to see that it's became a ng valid? So in the sense, this particular field is now is valid. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, so when the user is touched, okay, when the user is touched and when the form is invalid or this particular column is invalid, I want to apply a border for that. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, let me go to our folder. So right now we don't have any CSS class. Let me create a new file, user.component.css. let me give a input because I'm going to apply in only input. So input, what is that? We have it ng touched when the field is touched, and ng invalid, right? So this time I want to apply color for this one, border is 1px. Let me apply solid, right? Okay, let me save it. Let's go here. Let me refresh the page. Okay, but this was not applied. ng invalid. Okay, now we added the CSS, but we never tell to the component we are using this particular styles, right? That's a mistake we have done it. Let me go here. Let me use a styles URL, and this styles URL is array actually. So what we are doing, just put an array type. Sorry, user.component.css. okay, let me save it. Done. Let me go here, let me touch and come back. Are you able to see that? So now this particular form is invalid, that and the particular field is also invalid. Let me go to the username. Let me click it here. So this also is as invalid. Since username is really required for us and it's even in the email format. Let me add some data here. Let me give the test. Now if you closely look at this particular class, ng touch, and it's became ng valid. So this particular control is a valid as of now. Okay, and if you look the username still is invalid, let me give some data. So I have entered, still is invalid. Why? Because we had an email. We told this input type should be email format. That's the reason still is invalid. Let me make email. Now it goes up and it's became a valid. Now come down to here, and now you're able to see the button is enabled. If you click save, so still we're able to see the what the data we have entered it, right? So this is what about the validations. Okay, now let me tell you how we can identify what kind of properties there, how the control is there, everything. Okay, so first what I'm going to do it, let me go to our user component. We have ng save, and we are right now locking a value. Let me lock a form. Okay, let me lock ng form itself, and comes to our UI, and let me put F12. Let me open a console. Okay, so what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to enter some data, for example. Okay, and I given a value for this one, and I'm going to save this particular button. When I save it, you are able to see that its whole form is locked. Let me explain what has these properties, what does this all the properties. Okay, see, first thing, let's go to this control. This control is nothing but it's form group, because we had a overall it's a form group, right? It's a form group. Form is nothing but a form group. So form group is nothing but a group of controls. That group of control is nothing but right now what are the group of controls we have? Its name is a one control, this one, and username is another control, and gender is another control, and location is another form control. This control I'm seeing it, but actually it's a form control. Okay, So that's what it's a form loop. If we expand it, you can able to see what are the controls are present here. Okay, and if you look the controls, what are the form controls here? Gender is a form control, location is a form control, and name is a form control, and username is a form control. This is a form controls. Okay, and if you look the inside of this particular control, this each and inside everything, it contains a property called as valid or invalid or touched. It's as any validator, what is this value changes, so everything will be tracked, each and everything one by one. Okay, so this is what a control does. Let me go to the controls. So control is nothing but inside the form group, what are the controls there, that will be displayed here. Okay, the same thing which was there inside the control. Okay, now let me explain it. This is what about gender control, and this will be name control, username controls. Okay, same thing, and we will look for this errors. So errors as of now, right now null, because we don't have any kind of error, that shows as errors. And if you look the invalids, right now is a false because we given a required fields everything, that's the reason became invalid equal to false. And comes to status, and it's valid right now. Okay, I'm just going the which is really required things. Okay, and let's goes to touched, whether this particular form is touched or not. It's a touched equal to, it's untouched, it's a false actually. And it's a valid, yes, it's valid. And what are the value? So this is a value of that particular form. Okay, now you got a clear idea about it, how we can apply a validation here. So if you want to know, explore more properties, first what you do, you don't apply any validation. First you log that ng form, a form proof of controls, just see that what are the property comes, based on that you can design what I need to do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do to demonstrate, so right now let me disable this particular button, disable things, let me remove that one so I can show that how we can identify it. Okay, so let me remove the disable for time being. Let me save it. Okay, let me go to our application UI. So yes, it's loaded. Let's go here. So right now what I'm going to give, I'm going to give only name, and I'm not going to provide any username. So I'm directly going to click on the save button. Once you save it, comes to ng form here and see it whether it's valid or invalid. It's invalid right now form. Why it's invalid? Let's go to our errors. Error is null, and let me go to here. It's valid became a false, and let me go to the controls level, and if we expand the controls level, let me look for the username. If you look the username, you're able to see what is the error. It's really errors as a required equal true and status is invalid. So in the form control level, it's invalid. That's the reason the whole form is set as a invalid and status is a invalid. Okay, you got that right now, because now we made as a required equal to true, that's the reason we didn't give the required value for that, that's the reason it shows as invalid. Now what I'm going to, let me clear this one, let me provide a value for this username as a test only, not going to give as a username. So now what happens, we provide the required field, still is invalid because we given as an email. Let me go to the ng form again, let me expand the controls, let me go to here, let me go to username. Now still is invalid status. Why it's invalid? If you look the errors, its email is required, that's the reason shows is a invalid. Okay, so this is what, so this is where you can explore that how you want to understand that how this ng form is there, what are the properties there, what are the controls, what is the status of that, how it's validated. Okay, so everything you can identify it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now again, so let me go to our application, let me make back to thing, let me save it. Now right now I'm applying only a control here. If I touched it, it's showing a form control red color border one. Now what I'm thinking, I want to show you validation message. Okay, so if you want to show validation message, how we can show it? So right now what I'm going to do it, let's do for only name field. Okay, so how we can do it, let's go here, name. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a span. Okay, I'm going to write a span tag. So I'm going to mention name is required, and then I want to show it only is when is touched and when is invalid. The particular control is invalid, right? To do that, we should have the particular control level local reference. So for that, what you have to do, you have to create a local reference for that. So I'm just giving it as name equal to what you have it. All right, so this name what you have it. So what I'm going to give it here, ng model, you should give it. So now we have created a local reference of the ng model. Okay, this particular thing. So what I'm going to do it now, I'm going to create a ng if condition. So it's nothing but a structural directive. So I will explain this one later. If you are not aware of that, I will explain later video session. Okay, name. So is when name is touched and when is invalid, that time I'm going to show it. So I'm going to write touched and name is invalid. Okay, so you can write it. So if you see that how I got this properties, touched and invalid, so how do I know the control level? So just now I show it how you can identify that each and form control level. So by using that only I'm able to do this one. Okay, let's go here, let me touch and come back. You're able to see, right? So this is way we can handle the forms validation for the template driven approach. So later video session what we can do it, now we have handled only one required thing. So we have email, we have a pattern, or you want different ways we have to implement. So next video I will show it how we can each and every attribute. For example, required I want to show some other message. If it's email I want some other message. For more greater than some conditions showing, want to show some other error message. So that we will discuss in later video session. And thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe the channel. Thank you.